page that says copy an angle. So make sure you're on the page that says copy an angle. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw an angle. And we're all going to have slightly different sizes of angles, okay? But if you all know what a right angle is, we're going to do slightly less than a right angle. So you're going to start by drawing a ray. And then at the end point, which we'll call D as in dog, we're going to draw another ray that's less than 90 degrees, okay? So I'm going to draw a second ray going up. And there we have our angle. So on the top angle, or on the top ray making up our angle, I'm going to put a point about 1.5 inches out and call it C as in cat. And then on D, I'm going to put another point about 1.5 inches out and call it E as in elephant. In order to copy this angle, we need to get measurements, and you aren't allowed to just use the inches and the centimeters or millimeters because that would kind of be cheating. You have to use the compass part of it. So you're going to take your metal ring and you're going to put it at the vertex D, and then you're going to adjust your compass until this point C is peeking through one of the holes. Everyone's going to have a different number, so write down that number. You may have to adjust it up or down, 41, 42, 43. Okay. So mine is at 43 millimeters. Your magic number is probably something else. Anybody get 43 like me? You got what?
I got 44.
Ooh, close. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing from D to E. Okay, so you're going to put your metal ring at D as in dog, and then you're going to adjust your compass until you get the measurement from D to E, and everybody should have a different measurement, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, 35 millimeters is the measurement from D to E. So I'm going to put DE and circle it. This one up here was D to C. And we need one more measurement. What do you think it could be from what to what? C to E, right? So we need a measurement from C to E. So we're going to kind of write it in the middle out there. But you're going to put your metal ring on C as in cat, and then you're going to adjust your compass until E shows through that hole, and count it out, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and write it down. So you should have 3 measurements. Okay. One from the vertex to C, one from the vertex to E, and then one from each of the points. Okay? Everybody have 3 measurements? Okay. Now, we're going to come down below it, and we're going to copy this angle using these measurements. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a ray. We're going to make an endpoint, and we're going to call it D prime, because it's a copy of D. Okay? And if this is the bottom ray of our angle, we need to get the measurement from D to E. Okay? So I'm going to put my metal ring on D prime, look at my magic number that I had from D to E, and then I'm going to put my pencil into that hole, 35, mine's 35, yours is probably some other number, 32, 33, 34, 35. And I'm going to make a little mark so that it crosses that ray. Where was it? 32, 33, 34, 35, there it is. Okay, then I'm going to make it into a point, and that intersection point, and I'm going to call it E prime. Now, can I just draw a second ray and hope it gets in the same spot? No, okay? I have to figure out where the point C is at. In order to get point C at the exact spot is where I'm gonna have the other two measurements intersect, okay? So from D to C, I'm gonna make an arc out here, and from C to E, I'm gonna make an arc out here, okay? So let's do the D to C measurement first. So look at your D to C measurement, whatever your number is. You're gonna put your metal ring on D, count up to your special measurement from D to C, 41, 42, 43, and you're gonna make an arc, probably about an inch long, because it's gonna need to intersect, okay? So it should just be an arc. Right now it seems like it's out in the middle of nowhere, but in a minute, another arc will cross it and it'll give us the point C, okay? So now we need to do this third measurement, which is our last one. Instead of starting at C, we're gonna start at E. So come down here to E prime, put your metal ring on E prime, and that third measurement, mine was 37. Figure out what yours is, 31, 32, and you're gonna make another arc about an inch long so that they intersect. If for some reason yours don't intersect, you might need to make one a little bit longer. You might need to make them both a little bit longer. But you have those measurements written down, so it should be pretty easy, okay? Where these two intersect is gonna be a point, and that point is gonna be C prime. And that's where we draw our second ray. So you're gonna take the flat side of your safety base compass, scoot it up to those 2 points, draw a line through them, a ray through them, put a little arrow on the end. And we've just taken angle CDE, we've copied it down to C prime, D prime, E prime, and we can actually write a congruence statement. We can say that angle CDE is congruent to angle C prime, D prime, E prime. All right? If you totally messed it up, don't worry. When I'm done with the next construction, I'll come around and help you individually, okay? Just kind of take a breath, do the next construction with us, and I'll come help you fix it, okay? All right, go ahead and flip it over to the back. We're gonna go to the section that's titled Bisect an Angle. And so in order to bisect an angle, the first thing we need to do is draw an angle, okay? I'm gonna ask that you draw an angle that's probably somewhere between 50 to 80 degrees. Don't go, I mean, you can go larger than 90 degrees. You can make an obtuse angle, but kind of try and keep it in like this range, okay? It's just easier for your first one. And if you do it towards the top, then when we're done, you can try a different size angle down at the bottom on your own, okay? So we're gonna draw a ray going this way, make that endpoint G. From G, make another ray going this way, draw a little arrow on the end, and we've got our angle. All right, everybody have an angle. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our metal ring at the vertex G, and we're gonna make an arc that needs to intercept both of these rays. I'm gonna use 30 just because it's outside, the smaller ones, and the smaller ones are a little bit harder. So I like the kind of bigger measurements. I think they're easier to draw. I used 30 millimeters, but this measurement is sort of insignificant. It's not as important as the next two measurements, okay? So it intersects this ray, we'll call it point F, and it intersects this ray, we'll call it point H. From here, we're going to ignore the vertex G, and we're going to use F and H to do our next two measurements, okay? So you're going to take your metal ring and you're going to put it on F as in Frank, okay? From here, you're going to use this space out in here to make two arcs of the same measurement from each of the intersection points. So I'm going to use 50. So I'm going to put my metal or my pencil in 50 and make an arc. And I'm going to label it 50 millimeters. Okay, that one's from F. From F, I made an arc of 50 millimeters out in this farther out space. Okay, this measurement is important. The 50 millimeters has to be used on the next one. So when you move your metal hole down to H, H is in Harry, you need to use 50 again and make a second arc. And label it 50 millimeters. These two numbers should be the same, 50 and 50. I like to use multiples of 10 just because it's easier, but if you choose to use, 35 or you want to use 41 because it's your favorite number, whatever, as long as these two are the same, it's good, okay? This intersection point right here becomes the point I. Right? Then you're going to take the flat edge of your safety base compass and you're going to scooch it up to G and I. And you're going to draw a third ray going through G and I. That third ray, GI, is going to be the bisector of angle FGH. It is the bisector of angle FGH, okay? What happens when you bisect an angle is it creates two smaller angles that end up being congruent to each other. So this smaller angle right here, which we'll call FGI, so angle FGI, is going to be congruent to angle HGI. And we can put a little tick mark here and a tick mark here, or what we call arc marks with ticks. We've also created two segments right here that are congruent. FG ends up being congruent to HG. And if we took the flat side of our safety base compass and connected F to I, you guys see where I'm going with this? F to I and H to I, they are also congruent. We'll put triple tick marks on them. So Fi will be congruent to Hi. And guess what? GI is congruent to itself. So I'm going to put a quadruple tick mark on it and say that GI is congruent to GI. And guess what we have? This side, these two sides are congruent, these two sides are congruent, and these two sides are congruent. Anybody remember last chapter?
No.
What do we have? We have S, S, S. We have triangle congruence. It's amazing.